This is a passive jam video with some background affirmations. I promise it's only good. May all beings be blessed. Everything's getting better now for everybody all the time. Gala is up 5%. Thank God. Ugh. If you like this music at any time, you can use it for what you want to use it for. I don't care if it's a shitpost either. There's some quality shitposts. Like, the shitpost needs the sensibility of, like, what is objectively awful, you know what I mean? Like, there's a sort of intelligence to be able to swing it in such a way that they know humans would get grossed out. It's like, it's kind of intelligent to talk to people like you're talking to people. Or maybe you taught, like, alone. Yeah. Why? Make me famous. Come on, please. It's my turn. Yeah. Uh-oh. No breaky. Ooh, that's suspense. All I do is win. I'm a former champion swimmer. I'm super competitive. I'm a winner. I win first. You know what I mean? I win all the time, times 10. Life is good. People who know what life is won't be threatened by that. They'll be like, ha, he can do that. You know what I mean? They've seen what this thing can do. It can do a lot. This thing's favorite game is to pretend like it can't. He goes like, what? No, it's really hard to dig a hole. The rocks are there and... Nice. Minor keys are good. They're like mystery, very romantic. There's a predilection in Western philosophy to only be good because of Christianity. But Christianity will kill you. Never be Christian. Never marry one either. Watch my other videos if you want to know why. I'm fine. I'm healthy. I have a good enough life. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out things that I think are important. Like, just stop that. You can move on. My goal is to be as sexy as possible by being a hero. And then to make a lot of money and make a ton of bitches come and have a lot of great kids. Well, I make girls come. I'm so good. I have an electromagnetic gift. I can just like... I've done it with guys too, just to be nice. Like, there was this guy who had like face cancer and I healed him. Made his face okay. Because if you think about most people in our culture, like, if you ask someone like, when was the last time someone just laid a hand on your face? Unless you're popular and like your friends are playing, probably never. Probably never had that happen. Maybe once. Would it feel nice? Do you only ask your spouse for that? You know, should a mom do that to a child? Right? The answer is yeah. Touch is good. Touch is good between people. Touch will close the psychological illusion that other people don't exist. They exist right next to you, real as real. And so being touch afraid is like a layer of delusion that's easy to cancel out. So anyway, I am a social artist. I did, I've lived it. I've lived it. Touch everybody. Yeah, you'll look better too. Not saying you have to be weird about it. You don't have to go, he said touch everybody, sometimes you could do that. You wanted to do an exercise like, today I'm hugging everybody I see, right? Because if you don't possess the basic art of fleeing, you don't deserve to not be hugged. If someone comes like this and you look good. That looks nice, right? I'd hug me. Yeah. That's just one string though. Suspense. Detective story, right? It's a... Yeah, all the courts are just playing Sherlock Holmes mixed with the law of God. It's all fake. It's all fake. Most of them find crimes for where they project their minds. So since I'm a mentalist and I can control thoughts, it's giving me superpowers. Oh yeah, I've done all sorts of things people are technically never supposed to do that. Just let me... I hung out in the fucking mall. Yeah, top floor of a mall. To the men war, right? Yeah, no man's my friend. Fuck men. He's gonna get around her, and as soon as the guy gets around her, he's gonna go like, oh, he's no good. He can't be trusted. He's this, that, the other. All guys are that way, and women know it. They like know how to handle it. They like, I've heard this before. Yeah, all men hate each other. I get it. You know, she doesn't let it into her judgment. She will pick who's alpha though. She will. Women love alpha. It's, you gotta own the space, be the biggest and the dominant. With a billion people, can you really have alpha? Do you want to have one alpha man? Is there one man who's so good he's transcendent in all qualities? Would nature figure that out? Is that even a good thing? You know, selectional breeding has to do with an intelligence to know that we look the way we do because of our ancestors. We are the result of non-stop sex. Every single one of us, since the beginning of time, has bred, right? The people who didn't aren't here. And the kids that didn't make it aren't here either. And so we're like the tip of the tree, the top. You talk about the star at the top. Can you imagine being one of these buzzards? He lives in one of the towers we built, and he likes our food, but he'll never understand as long as he lives who we are or how we do it. He's just kind of like, I'll just be a bird then, which might be the best way. It'll get done. Maybe there'll be a raven there'll be raven cell phones. That'd be awesome. A little raven station. Yeah, make it so their beak can move it and give ravens phones just like through glass, right? That'd be hysterical. He's ordered pizza ordering app. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if I was a billionaire, yeah, I'd get a phone just like that with like all the food ordering stuff you could want, right? Like behind glass, but that anyone could touch, and just order anything you want from me. Yeah, if I was a billionaire, yeah, go right ahead. You know, do like a news special where it's like, you know, with intangible reason, no 17,000 pizzas. You know what I mean? Like. It's just for whom? If it is like we're gonna order a pizza to, you know, we're gonna order 10 pizzas to every block in America. That'd be awesome. But that's like such a shock, right? No pizzerias like we're ready for that one. Oh, there was this disgusting, and never have pizza at a place called a factory. Anyway, I walked in with a drink and the guy yelled at me. He doesn't know you can't yell at people, but I'm really good. I was in the army. You can't scare me with a couple words. I don't. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Yeah. Did I say that? I did. I fucking showed off. I said I'm better than you. Yeah. Because that's all people did to me my whole life. Oh yeah. The only mode they got. Me. No, I am. The Christian method is to lay so low they feel like they're above you to the point they have to raise you up. It's better just to be alpha, but only one gets to be alpha. You gotta fight for that. Like, this is TikTok level, this is probably, oh yeah, transcendently better. You think you're better because you need all the strings and an in-tune instrument? Something like that. Yep. The first album of Korn was done on completely out-of-tune instruments. This is just jam sesh, I guess. I've got this ring that I put my dab pen through. And I scraped it with my fingernail earlier. I'm way out of National Forest, but I do need medicine. Like, that's it. It's like why I'm like having such a good time. It's because I'm having the first time I've ever felt like a real fucking person is happening right now, because I'm finally far enough away from you fakes. Like, as soon as you're talking about biblical mindedness, you're talking about deluded. It is delusional. It's a 6,000-year-old earth. It generally mutilates children. Its morality's off. It's what it says is important or not important to God is a complete hoax. And just like snakes have venom and spiders have spider webs, so too some humans have religion. But it is a snake's pit. Don't go in there. The first time you try one of their ideas, you're going to go all the way to the point where it goes, when your loins are girded in the day of truth, which means it was the most awful experience you've ever been through, and you know the guy was pulling your fucking leg. That's what it really means. So never ever do it, because there's no coming back. Not yet. Maybe science will figure it out. It's such a big deal. Healing the genital mutilation of young men is like a top subject in science. Yeah, how do we regrow foreskins? Because they were doing it on carte blanche, right? Talk about hating the Nazis is like a sort of like, if the Nazis were occultists, everybody who hates the Nazis, they would cast spells and try to kill you, right? So one of them is the Jews. Yeah, no offense to no mass murdering people. I'm sorry you people had to go through that. That was not fun or fair. But you generally mutilate children, and you think you're the chosen people of God. Like, certainly that would rub your neighbors the wrong way. The first man whose dick you touched with a knife that didn't want it, it's as good as blood, buddy. Like, you can't, I don't care who you think told you, you cannot touch baby dicks with knives. No more. Over. Done. Happened to me, happened to billions of others. We can stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Doesn't need to happen. The book gave a fake world history, and it's no better than Spider-Man. Look, on my street, I knew like 5 people that would just tell the wildest tall tales and go, trust me. And it just like, no. I don't know. It's war, yeah. Like Putin said, to the men, like, I don't know who I'm talking to, right? Because I'm putting this online. And I'm never going to meet a girl online because it's Bill Gates' internet. He figured out who was who. And he has all the young, attractive women of a certain age on his page and not mine because it's a programmer war, right? I'll never meet them. I meet them in real life, but not online. There has to be something wrong with them. They have to be in the reject bin, and then I'll see them. And I've just, like, noticed the pattern. I was, like, 6 months into it, like, hey. Because I meet girls in real life. Sometimes 3-4 a day, like, really cute women that like me. Like, I'm okay with that, right? But that shit's about making babies. So when I'm looking around the economic situation, I go, well, these people were slave owners. They were racists. They generally mutilated children. They committed genocide, right? All these early settlers, my ancestors, were not that good of people. And, you know, yeah, the natives were sour too. They're horse lords from Asia. They are like Genghis Khan's people. You're talking about raiders, right? That's why they're suppressing me, is they go, don't say that. What else do you want to happen? You want us to just, like, go away? They're not that, they don't, I mean, I'm okay with they can go where they want, and I'll go where I want, and it's not your sacred land. It's the big irony is they claimed the we've been here the whole time. They pulled the we've been here the whole time card, and they were raiding us. Like, they raided each other. Like, the peaceful history they gave us is fake. Yeah, I'll call out my own people. Like, They're not that good. They just did a ton of terrible things, right? And both sides, any conflict you look at where it's people, both sides are fucked up. I guarantee there's things going on in the fucking res that are crazy. Who cares? Yeah, I had this native throw a jar of mayonnaise outside of Walmart. It's like laughing drunk. It's like hard to deal with. They're fucking they're not these peaceful, wise, like even Alice Bailey said it. She was one of the great feminists of all time. She's like, don't look at the native religion. And I've met natives, and we get along. We understand each other. We're not far. So the people I'm talking to are not natives, though. They're white people. I'm talking to people like me who think that they have to do something about it. No, it's just kind of our space, you know? It's the modern multiculturalism is giving way so that people can just coexist, which is supposed to be better. Like, I'm not so right I can say you can't come near my hill, right? That's rude. I should say you're welcome here too, right? And that's my attitude. I'm not, I can't change history, and I'm not responsible for what my fathers did, at least it's biblical. And I know that modern evidence has thrown everybody's idea of themselves into the air. Like DNA has fucked up everybody's view. DNA and evolution. It's a new world. So yeah, casting off religion, good thing. Let's stop generally mutilating children. I mean, here's the thing. Christianity made white people move fast and dominant and aggressively because it says, it attacks your dick, says if you don't follow God's orders, you're going to hell. And it says everybody already hates you. That's the thing that if natives can understand about white people is this. Their Bible already says you hate them. They assumed you hated them the moment they met you, right? Because that's what they were told to expect. And so, since it gives a 6,000-year-old history, and we know Earth is like millions of years old, then that means that we have an opportunity for a new perspective, right? Between Native Americans and like white people or whoever, right? It's not your stuff you came here to. I'm allowed to be here. This land has definitely welcomed me. And any attempts through black magic or occultism to force my people out will be canceled and has been canceled, And also, too, but I think you're brilliant and cool. I've met plenty of you that are awesome, who have talents and stuff like that, who have magical talents even. Like what is it? It's a quartz in Arizona. Yeah, go to, not quartzite, quartz. Yeah, or crystal. It's in Navajo turf. Oh, it's a trip. It's a psychedelic trip. Yeah, but yeah, it's possible that what the natives know is like psychological activation or medicine activation or all that. Yeah, I've seen that. I've bent the wind. I've met the eye of the creator. I don't have any questions about that. And that thing hasn't condemned me at all. It's protected me and given me the truth and gone like, yeah, don't listen to them. You're not as wrong as they want you to sound. And a lot of it's just anti-white racism. Like, people are, and women with brown eyes and brown hair, psychologically for years of their life, not all of them, but some of them, are canceling, betraying, thwarting, and destroying women with blue eyes and blonde hair, right? It's that competitive nature makes a divide. Like, white people know the opinions of others, and yeah. White people are special. We have to go through winter. We're the cold adapted, right? We're like the icy cold adapted ones, right? So we have provisions, we have supplies, and we're territorial over stuff. This is mine. Don't touch another person's things, right? Usually. I learned how to get away with it with mentalism, yeah. Mentalism and how to win friends and influence people. It's don't think of error, right? Just go like there was never a problem. It's easy. Yeah. One of the reasons I think they chose Hitler as a leader is people are more likely to obey something that doesn't make any sense than they are to obey some, probably because of the Bible, right? They were told, okay, here's the great irony of dealing with people. The biggest issue for people is the truth. I've had people, because I've canceled thoughts, right? I've had people who are like insane come up to me and stop lying. Why are you lying? I'm like literally silent, and I've just met this person. And so, yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid. But yeah, I'm amazing. I am amazing. I am amazing. I've done some amazing things. I'm definitely as cool or cooler than Shaq. I feel like I'm like Shaq times 10, maybe. Yeah, the Shaq to the billionth. Shaq needs the. Yeah, I gotta get into Hollywood. This is where all the creative people are. All the people, there's so many, everyone in my life that I've ever known, I'm like, hey, let's do something. They're like, no. I just want to hate stuff. And I'm fucking tired of that. It's such an attitude that sucks. And I want to be around people who want to do things. All the people who are going, just go get a job at Home Depot. Fuck you. There's nothing cool about that. Yeah, working for any American corporation, nothing cool about that. Remember, that's a slave state. The people who were racist, genocidal slave owners designed the economy. They take your money. Money is a collectible. It has worth. They sold you. The economy can't be. It's exactly like saying you have to have a restricted diet, because unless you're super hungry, you won't want any food. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they did. And they were relying on incorrect information about the universe. Like, the American economy for me is canceled. The thing doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You print money at debt because you believe scarcity is built into it. Right? You haven't seen abundance work. You haven't gotten into a flow. You've never been to a festival. You know, if you a festival's not just a dude on stage and a bunch of people like cheering him, and it's just music and poop on the floor. A festival is like people come together to show their best, the best they got, and that's way better than what they show on TV, right? The things people can actually do was like TV was like the joke was, you think we're just this stupid, huh? Oh yeah, we're just yeah, right? And then it's like you get out of that and get in the real world, and you find that that was done as like preamble, right? That was like somebody was messing with you, and you didn't know how they were messing with you. You just like could kind of feel it. But yeah, like Akatsuki, Third Eye Illusion Magic, totally real, totally real. Yeah, projection of power for sure. Projection of idea, mentalism, definitely real, right? How many people see like black in my teeth, right? None. Totally clean. Pristine and white every day. To my own mirror as well, right? I got a mirror. I got a ton of mirrors. Yeah, it's like they go like um, looking in a mirror is a sign of intelligence. And then they go, don't be narcissistic. What they really mean is don't edge me out of your universe. Like, my mom thinks that she ought to be the center of my universe. And she, like, leash leads. She's terrible. She treated me like how she always wanted to treat all the boys she ever judged. Like, even though I was, like, just lonely and rejected because I'd been genitally mutilated and told I was going to hell, I would go around a corner and come back, and she'd be like, who are you fucking? Who are you with? Like, stuff like that. And I started acting out like, oh, I'm gay, or, you know, I only like, I'm a robot. I had a year in my life where everybody I told I was a robot, I was synthetic. And it was just, I had to escape. I just had to escape because it was like, we had that cursed book, the Bible, in our house with us, which was really like slave control. See, words, they tell you that words are so you can express yourself and we can hear what you think. Words are so you can hear what they think. 100%. Someone wants to teach you language, they're going to fill you with it. And they're not going to sit around to listen to the return. They're going to get ready to speak about them again. Ignore you till it's time to talk about me. Conversation strategy of millions. It doesn't work. People hate it. You have to like them more, or, which is what I found, is that I'm not going to expect others to complete me. Which is, yeah, I can do anything I want. Like, when I learned to draw, play music, and I knew I was always supposed to sit down because, like, working jobs were the things everyone else wanted me to do were terribly difficult, and I hated them. I hated every moment. It just wasn't right for me. And the things that I wanted to do, I turned out I was actually really good at, and I should have done. And so the lesson I had from growing up was not I should have listened to the adults, they were right, is I was completely right not listening to them and not trusting them, because I knew something that it wasn't that they couldn't see it, it's that they had to attack it. They had to stop me from being greater than them. And that's the ego. Like, you don't think women aren't jealous of men? Oh yeah, they are. They want to be that. They want to be that center of attention. They want to be that power, right? So yeah, making being man illegal happened in the world because of the law. Yeah, basically a cuck said, God told me to tell you that, and everyone believed it. So it's been a cuck. That's why, like, people with, like, I just don't know what it is. It's like guys with big dick energy are not religious. I don't know what it is. They're just like, they know it's a joke. They're like, fuck that, right? It just is. It will destroy your life. And unfortunately, I grew up in that, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And my dad is an idiot. My parents are both still expecting, you're going to say we were right one day. I will never say you were right one day. That book is a hoax. He was the center. He still goes to church every day, or every Saturday. Whatever he does. I can't remember. His mom is Jewish. TMI, but it's my blog. It's my vlog. I don't care. I'm Chris. One of a kind. I'm not like anybody else. I'm really not. Orientation of, I mean, life has so many random elements. Each person truly is unique. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad. There were a few things I got. There were a few things I didn't get, like a Lego pirate ship. Oh my god, I wanted a Lego pirate ship. So bad. My girlfriend Nina got me one. That was really nice. I loved it. I think she had a kid and she didn't tell me about. But yeah. I liked her because I didn't want to marry her, and she was like good to spend time with because she was like, she actually was totally in a line. Through her I met Dennis. And Dennis taught me how to draw the way I do. And for people who can't see it, it's a certain relaxed frame of mind where your imagination is on the page and you're supposed to see into it, right? See what it could be. Your mind has to engage with the work. People who are mind separated, like educated people who think they're over here and that's over there, they don't understand how close they actually are to the subject. They're identical to the subject. Yeah, facts. So, subject. Yeah, subject is the beginning of the sentence, right? Anyway. Yep, I got my game. I got the drawing. The drawing happened. It was way cool. And it's like my style and it's intuitive. It's a hand wavy, quick style, but I swear, I mean, it's like, I'm not looking at AI. It's like, oh, you got 10 faces in a row. I go, whew. And every single one, the eye is completely perfect. But I didn't get there by trying really hard. I got there by saying God's helping me on the page and having a little faith. And then I got there, and then I started finding perfect artifacts of images that I hadn't intended, but just looked real, right? And so my consideration for it is this, is we have been told, par the dog training of man, that all the religions were fake and that our thoughts come from our brain and we're assuming things. It's called being logical. But this is actually done to disempower you from natural power, right? It is. It puts you at odds with your natural self. Like babies who aren't educated. You don't have to teach a baby anything. When a baby wants to talk, they'll talk. It'll be like they always could. Perfect sentences. But you have a dog training regimen. You go, it's reward and punishment. You do it this way. Like me dropping my mom's dog training. Like here's the thing. Here's just me complaining, right? Parents who suck shouldn't have kids. If you suck and your husband sucks, neither you have any friends, no one's around, and my mom told me I was the first person she ever had a real conversation with. She was attractive. She got attacked by women. Men wanted to use her. She found it easier to be alone. You people are just kind of savages. There's no kumbaya. The thing talking about the love of God was meant to disturb you when you were alone. It was, you're going to hell. It's like putting a hot poker in a child. You just touched his dick with a knife, and then you tell him he's going to hell. You were doing this to people until this century. Do you understand this? You were doing this to people until this century. This happened to me in America, in LA. Okay, people? You people are like, really, and you have nukes? You were genitally mutilating children 100 years after nukes. Not 100, 80 or whatever, 90. Alright? Like, there's a lot we've improved, but there's just a lot of shitty stuff we've messed up. And the thing with the genital mutilation of men is, what does that say about men? How are men in such a situation that doing that to their bodies was thought to be necessary? Do you understand? It's of point to reason that should not have been done. All I do is win. All I do is win. All I do is win. Anyway, now that I've had it out with all the problems that have ever been, all I do is win. And then on top of it, it's not that bad. Everyone I've known in person has been pleasant. People have been nice. There are very few people in history who have ever been outright rude to me. People have been kind. They've been patient. 99% of them, all of the time, have been great. Right? And let's focus on that. Thank you. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, stars. Thank you, Presence. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Those people saying this was AI were really clever. It's not. It's me. It's my ghost, but it's paranormal. It's a part occult. Yeah, it is. The ghost, the personality. Yeah, they call it the supreme self. The things in a person that feels like a person is actually attributed to the thing behind the cosmos. And that is something that has been taught. And I've agreed with that. But if anybody body disassociates and says living as a person isn't worth it, they've gone the wrong way. Yeah, that's my opinion. But yeah, there's real magic. There's real magic. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. All I do is win. Get off me. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, it was like, I knew I was brokenhearted when it was like, I wanted to be an actor, and my parents were basically like, well, no one made us actors. And so they just like didn't take that extra step. Rusty was interested. He was interested. I was about to become a child star. I'd be just like Jack Black or Jennifer Lawrence. And instead they said no. And then once that no happened, it kind of like really closed the door. And then it was like, then we moved to Tucson. Rusty actually came out to Tucson to visit us twice. You know what I mean? Like it was a big deal, but it was like, I don't know. I just don't know. I think he liked my mom. My mom was a babe. She's blonde. Yeah. And I'm bigger than my dad. I don't know if she was cheating and she like said that because he had money. Women are that way. Like women, you think women respect men? My mom was comfortable slashing my sexuality to make sure I never misused it against anybody. Like I was guilty first. I was guilty first of every crime any man had ever done. For sure. In her mind, oh yeah, automatically. Like I go around, I'd literally just be crying around the corner like a devastated 6-year-old, like just like fucking devastated. And I come home and automatically I'm guilty of every crime a man could ever do. And she goes, I'm the good guy. I'm helping you, like twist your ear, fucking. She had the pressure points. She would like bend the arms until it hurt and stuff like that. Like, yeah. And her sweet vibe is just a cover. And she's harsh. She's a person whose inner world, I'm sure, is filled with knives toward her and toward others. Like it's just, yeah. She hugged me once and she just went like this on my belly. Like what the fuck? She's just so bad. She's so bad. I hate her. She's just like, it's like the type of person where it's like every time I saw her, she could be cool. Like when I'm really quiet, like when she's cooking for me, that's her favorite thing to do. I'm her firstborn. She loves cooking for me. When she's cooking for me, and maybe it's just she's poisoning me. I'm probably the hardiest person on earth. I probably survived so much poison from that fucking woman. She put her dad through hospice. He wasn't ready for hospice care, and she forced him to go, which is where they literally they put you on morphine, but you're not allowed to eat or drink. He died. She murdered him. She just like basically forced him to stay there for 2 weeks until he starved to death. And then after she was done telling me she was doing that, she said she didn't do that. And that's like, they're like creepy. They're so creepy. They're just like, but these are people. These are humans. Like, you know why Putin's invading Russia? You know why all these fucking leaders like Bill Clinton, oh, great Bill Clinton, no. He lied about global warming, still not real. Most people haven't even caught up with that, right? 9/11 was an inside job. They were all taking all the young girls to Pedo Island to have their capitalism supreme abundance festival, right? I literally had a girl in school go, I know my soulmate. I go, do you? And she goes, yeah, he's 56. He lives on this island. I was like, he's not your soulmate? Yeah, he is. I'm going to go live with him. And I remember that conversation. And it was like, but she was in high school. Yeah, it's like a 14-year-old. He's like, 14-year-old girls, here we go. Pile him up. Committed suicide. No, he didn't. I'm sure some world leader was like, you can do that. He abducted him. Paid a bribe to some official. Fake a death certificate. I'm sure, I mean, here's the thing about the celebrities dying. I'm sure half the celebrities who die just put it in the news so they can watch to see how everyone reacts. It's just that easy. Like, people would throw their own grandma off a cliff if they thought it was funny. There's nothing else I've ever seen from them. This is who they are. Knife game, put your hand down, you can trust me. Fucking weird, yeah. We were millions and billions of years into evolution. I mean, things that we are the legacy of the survivors. Every winner is us, right? And so to win and to breed, or to breed in suboptimal circumstances, to be a pathetic piece of shit, and to have a pathetic piece of shit as a partner, and then to produce a child, and then to expect the child has no friends. Nobody's visiting. Nobody likes them. Neither of their parents were touched or loved. You know what I mean? They were often alone. And now you got a kid and he doesn't have any social skills because his parents are like just a series of rules masquerading as a person. It is true that dog-trained people, they carry their programming like trauma. Words are spells, right? The dog training happens through words. It says this, it says that. You have to remember it. You have to follow it. Words, right? So anyway, these words have casted many spells over people. And the thing that I found is I didn't need to hear any of them. No one on earth has an essential basic piece of information that I need to know. And if you ever become fooled into thinking someone does, you're at the end of a fucking hook. 100%. What? You think you came from billions of years of evolution, you think you need to know anything? There's a guy in India who touches searing hot cooking oil with his fingers and nothing happens. No one told him he couldn't. There's plenty of videos of things running on water. No one told them they couldn't. I ate super deadly mushrooms. This is on my TikTok account. There's death caps. Like literally they put advertisements up saying do not eat these online, and it was the same, and I had a videotape and everything. It's called a death cap. Don't eat those. I had like 12. I'm still alive like a year later, right? And they're supposed to kill you in like 5 to 8 days. So what does that mean? It means it's just how reliable the Bible is. Hey, let me cut a piece of your dick off. Just how reliable Santa Claus is. Hey, there's an old man who flies around delivering presents, and he's coming to you if you're good, right? Just like that. So to the law. The law, there's subliminals into your TV. You are commanded by your government through electromagnetic arrangement and through talented individuals, probably like Bill Gates, to comply with their world, which has them at the center, or else, right? That's what time it is. People are pointing, everyone with a tool is pointing a gun at Earth going, it's my planet. I'm having it all. I've done it. All the gorgeous girls are mine. All the gorgeous skinny girls with huge tits and blue eyes and blonde hair are my wives. Born that way. Right? Forever. Times 10. If you're hearing this, you're my soldier or you're my wife. That's it. That's all. Anyway. Welcome to the planet. Now imagine 10 billion people doing that all at once. Which is what it is. It should be about me. Daddy's medicine. I am daddy, yeah. I was digging it. The girls on TikTok were calling me a bulldozer. You became a fucking bulldozer, yeah. Ain't I? Oh, I'm gorgeous. Both my parents are, And I got younger after I learned Kriya Yoga. But I'm not always. Like, you'll notice, like, this is like, I'm in, like, war mode. I'm savage. You know, I got, like, yeah. My job was not to kick down doors, but my job was to do things. So, anyway, yeah. The thing that I saw is I saw that, let me talk about the Muslims, because they always care what we think about them. Not that any of them speak English, but this is my thoughts. Their language is a beautiful music. They all want to be the sheikh. They all want to be the tribal leader in charge. No one's explained to them that if everyone does that, nothing will work. You know, there's mountains of trash. You know, there's no like official trash pickup. So like, all the Western garbage, like all the potato chips, were like just piled. But anyway, I was kind of cursed then because I met, you know, I was Christian. Christianity will curse you, and I met people like I talked about that early situation with those girls, right? Like Shannon and Lauren. They were babes. They were absolute babes. Like, I loved them. I think Shannon was saying she's getting a boob reduction, which is a tragedy. Those boobs were mine. I should have had. Shannon and Lauren and I would have been really cool. But the thing is that there was just like these other boys on the street who all thought the same thing, and all of a sudden I was in a fucking war. And a lot of people do it, and they just find they're just disappointed because it's like the people, they're like, you should get along, listen to others, have like all this good time, right? And then this little boy is like, you suck, you fail, your parents are awful, you look like shit, I'm gonna fucking twist your nipple with a pair of pliers, you know? It's like, they're fucking like, it's another thing. So that's why circumcision is. That's why we lied and said God exists, right? It's because there's a little terror in a man. There's a little terror in a man. And some of them become alpha. Some of them get beat. Yeah, they get beat by everybody. Everyone says no to you. Who's the alpha right now? Really nobody. I don't think it was ever supposed to work with 8 billion people. It's just too big of an area and too many different things and too many lives and too many stories and too many areas that no one can really be said to be the alpha. People have tried to make God alpha, but if God was alpha, God would have given a real world history. So, you know, yeah. Hopefully this has been interesting. This is Chris's view. This is just history, historian Chris. This is what I saw. Yep. Embroiled in lies, deception, and all that, and the root of that is sex games. 100%. The root of all conflict on earth is a little boy's life is perfect until he discovers the existence of other men, and then it's just traumatic shit. Right? Or maybe just my dad. Maybe my dad really is a serial killer. He used to tell me that. My dad was scary. I used to flinch at him. Like every time he moved, it would be like, I don't know if he like traumatized me. Yeah, I think he did. He told me I wasn't allowed to talk about it. But yeah, they had a cruelty streak. My mom brought. It's just like, what woman would choose a guy like that? Like a guy who just hates everybody and is Catholic? Like it's really weird. Like she's like, let's go to the Roman death cult again, please. Ugh, so German Nazi. Yeah, Catholic. He was Catholic. I think my grandma. My grandma said she came over. I think it was. I want to know when it was. Was it 1942 or 1948? Because if it was 1948, that would mean she's a Nazi, right? Nazi youth. She's like super anorexic, so is my mom. Those people are fake kind and fake good. They're so harsh and wasted. They have no feel good in them at all. They're just awful. Yeah, anorexia is a terrible way to die. I don't wish it on anybody. God bless you. You deserve to be here, but hating yourself that way is like, it ain't worth it. You better to be squishy. Babies come out fat. Be like a baby. Yeah. Babies come out fat. Be like a baby. Then you're insulated and then you're squishy, right? It's way better than like anorexia. Bony. Yeah, it looks good in clothes. That's about it. And then you look like a concentration camp victim. So, yeah, squishy's where it's at. Better to hug, better mom, better kids, squishy. Plenty, abundance, right? You want to have it. And being, as people have proven, there's no correlation between like flexibility and even acrobatic agility and having fat on you. In fact, the body can balance it just fine. It's like having a good cheese center or being rich or something like that. Yeah. and think it's good for your heart, because here's the fucked up thing about all you black magicians out there is you put on the TV and you go, eating this or doing this or smoking this will cause heart disease. And so what you do is you think about all your neighbors and you go, they should stop because that's going to hurt them. Right? And by saying it, you're putting that vibe out there. Like me, I always say all the time, life is good and getting better, because I know that that's like slotting a synchronicity where that happens. I disagree with the Bible, but I don't say spirituality is not real. I just say that guy was he was a trickster. Yeah, he was a trickster. He told me, God told me to tell you that, and that was the lie, and he got it by. He got it by. The price of asking you to gently mutilate your son was just enough. Everyone was like, yeah, that sounds like something God would ask for. And they did it. And it was fucked up. And it ruined millions and billions of lives. I'll never nut normally ever again. What business does a fucking religious organization have with my sexual organ? There's no extra parts on that. Fuck you. You know, and it was like the doctors come in like they're offering coffee circumcision. Right? Gonna just take a little off the top. It's gross. The cover's there for a reason. Your body's expecting it, and it exists on every other mammal, meaning it's hardwired deeply in our evolution. You guys are barbarians. You really are. Like sick. Like wrong. Like evil, right? Your religion's a lie. Your world history's a lie. You're doing terrible things to people. You just committed genocide, stole all this land, and then you turn around and say you have to follow our rules, we're the good guy? What? All to protect your home? Listen, when you protecting your home involves going outside and attacking people who you don't know personally, it's over. That's wrong. Because if you knew them personally, you would see that they're like, who are you? I was thinking about me. Right? That's how everyone is. They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. This is why people can't stand my content. It is all about me. It's all about my content. People have learned to parlay that by talking about similar things. But yeah, it's similar. It's related. Now that people don't like it, it's just I haven't advertised. It doesn't catch. Hey, you want to sit down and listen to this guy talk about sad shit for an hour? People are like, no. But yeah, I want to get it out there because I feel like just in the annals of history, my perspective, someone's gonna listen. Like I don't know what'll happen. They'll discover something. At some point, people are gonna care I exist. I just feel it. And they already have. Like LA has. Like I was playing music in LA for a while, and then I was up on the cliffs of the beach, and I was realizing how far you can hear the surf. Like all the way out to the end of the Palisades. You can hear the beach, and it's just such a calming thing. And yeah, that's my story. Chris's story. These are the things I've wanted to say that I haven't really been able to say, or that I've said to nobody. Right? I guess that's what I'm doing. I've said things to nobody that I wanted people to hear, and I'm going back and covering all the major points. Right? I just hate the religion, guys. That was fucked up. It's made up. Doesn't give a World War history and touches baby dicks. You know, that should really like be an eye opener for everybody. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, the government. You know, the government was designed to enslave you into work. Duh. That's why the money's printed at debt, and they take some of it every time you use it. It's made with more sinks than faucets, so you always need more. Nobody's going to get to sit around. You're going to have to get to work. Here's why. It wasn't for you. It was for the Europeans. It was for European banking families. They wanted to have U.S. resources for dirt cheap, and so they designed a system where they're like, we're going to print you some money, but you're going to owe us for it. And everyone was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're too stupid unless you agree. You just don't understand. And that's literally been the line passed down hundreds of years. You're too stupid unless you agree with us. You're only an idiot wouldn't agree with our economic theories. And their economic theories are designed to enslave you. They have more sinks than faucets. They have food that produces multiples beyond anything anyone can deal with. Right? But anyway, I'm just complaining. I'm just saying it can be a lot better. Make a system based on abundance. Say everyone's worth $500 trillion and start printing $3,000 a month for everybody, and you'll get more if you work. If you do something, $3,000 a month is a lot. That'll pay rent. That'll pay food. You may say that's not stable. It is. Just tell people it's stable. Don't have an idea like inflation or you're going to get it. You have to remember the economic theory is a persuasive technique. Someone who's pulling it out of his ass is selling it to you. There's no such thing as a hard determined fact. Just like the fact that in the beginning is the word of the Bible was a hoax. The guy was using it as a persuasive technique. He wasn't saying anything tangibly real, right? And so what I want you to realize is the same way that the Bible would generally mutilate a baby and then tell the other person not to be arrogant, right? It says forgive. Forgiveness is still a massive value in people's minds, but it has nothing to do with reality because the person telling you to forgive was a man who was hurting you, right? It's like being with an abuser. It's your fault I'm this way to you, right? Original sin. I can't help you. You need to be circumcised and baptized, right? It's disgusting. Don't do that to people, right? Poor black people, they went through it. Black people, Asian people, Japan, oh, you better believe Japan is ready, hot and ready. We took Christianity and capitalism to them, and yeah, it's clean, but it's like at a club, you know what I mean? It's clean, but by force. Yeah, so the prevalence of cleanliness and authoritarianism, cleanliness is an illusion. All right, so I saw the face of God in dirt, and I had major miracles in my life happen around seeing, like, just mathematical equations in dirt because I could see God in it. That's a thing that I can do. It made me realize that all the people who are real aren't afraid of their bodies at all or other bodies. They're just not. They have control. They understand like manifestation, right? I tell a story, right? I canceled the visitation privileges of like ticks and spiders, right? And I was just checking. It was a few months, never saw a thing, never had a thing, right? That's how it is. And one day after another, swear to God, centered behind my car, and my license plate's awesome. It's such a cool license plate, random but awesome. And centered behind my car was a dead tick, and the next day was a dead spider. Like they cratered, like they made a crater. Right behind the license plate. I look in my mirrors 24/7. Ain't anybody able to sneak up and prank me with one of those. That was real. That was a spiritual message that had been heard. I said, none of that, and whatever God controls the universe said, heard you, I agree. So yeah, I lucked out, and when I went on the road because I had prayer, I met archangels. I met people who had real power. And before you say they're fallen, fuck you, you're trying to compete. Here's why the internet sucks. It's a bunch of guys who don't have any girls because Bill Gates has them all. And they're all pissed. And they're all territorial. And they've been biting each other for years. The internet has been a nonstop cuck fight for like forever because no one's getting chicks. No one's getting messaged. No one's getting liked. No one's reaching out. And it's because they're not being seen. And it's because Bill Gates has said he did it before, and they control the internet now. Listen, I meet girls in real life. I meet gorgeous girls in real life who are, like, all over me. And I meet zero of them online because it's Bill Gates' internet. It's been that way my whole life. I meet girls in real life. I don't meet them online. It's Bill Gates' internet. He gives you the trash. He'll take all the ones that look like tall, skinny, big tits, blonde, blue eyes. He'll take all those. Meet them when they're 14 on Pedo Island due to his recruiting scheme, however he runs that. And that's why Melinda's there. That's why he's targeting mosquitoes. He just wants to let the world know he has the technology to do that to you. Yeah, I can hit a little mosquito with a laser and fry it. I bet he's got his drones all ready to go. Take over patrol. Yeah, this douchebag took years of school. He took all the other guys out of all the other classes, and he put all the gorgeous women in his class with him. And he did that with the internet. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. People have tried to turn it and be like, ha ha, you didn't get any, but they're fake because I know they didn't get any because it's just a fact. The women that I have have something massively wrong with them where some chauvinistic man like Bill Gates wouldn't want them. They're not a virgin. They have he's that way. They are that way. It's ruined. You don't want somebody who already fell in love with somebody else. You don't want somebody who's not a first love because then it's not pure, right? I'm just saying how these people think because I've hung out with men who like women, right? What do men like in women? They like loyal virgin, wants to stick around for the whole time, right? Wants to be around for until you're holding hands and, you know, all this sappy sweet shit, right? uh, that's what they want, because that's what's successful for humanity, right? A man sticking around can provide for children while they grow up. Children take forever to grow up, and they, you know, education. I don't know what education, like it's so. The idea the adult has instructions for you is a tremendous amount of responsibility, but it's all monkey business. It's just like leash pulling. The sooner you come to awareness that nobody outside you has any clue of what's good for you, the sooner you come to that, the better, right? Don't expect them to. Don't ever expect someone else to give you your dreams, right? As a guy, you can never ever expect another guy to give you a woman. It's not gonna happen. That's his woman, and you shouldn't talk to her. You know what I mean? It's just, most people are just the dead end of like cooperation. It's a fight. It's a fight to have it all, right? Guys barking at other guys because they're territorial. And then there's another class. There's the guys who have daughters and trying to marry them off. That's another type too. So, anyway, they only like you when they can use you, but it kind of makes sense with nature. Don't risk anything. Don't risk anything. Like the people who survived were safe, hoarded, stockpiled, worked hard, got along with others, were liked. They looked good. They didn't have any diseases. Like I'm the descendants of people who survived the plagues, who survived all these things, right? Like we did not go down. We made it, which is cool. It is kind of, maybe it is a survival game, right? I'm like, what's life? It's a survival game, yeah. And you get to make love, but dang it, the fucking death cult thing sucks. If there's reincarnation, it definitely, and I ever did that to you, I'm sorry. Yeah, if I have ever in a past life touched somebody in a negative way that hurt you, I'm so sorry. Oops. No, I'm not. Oh, you're driving. I'm not. I'm deep in national forest. This is a stunt vehicle. It is. I'm allowed. So, I'm a stuntman. Yeah, I'm totally a stuntman. This bird. Yeah, birds do know the best emotionally solicitous phrases. I think so. But anyway, now that I've shit talked humans forever, yeah, they're eating, shitting animals who have to breed to survive, and there's scarcity of resources. We are the descendants of the people who won, which is so fascinating because, I mean, like, if you've ever felt like an intolerable douchebag who wants to take over the world, that's who our parents were, you know. And I don't do it to any man. Any man I've known who's ever been with a girl I liked, I had to hate him into death. Nope, he can't exist. He's wrong. He's stupid. He's diseased. You know, she wouldn't like him. His dick's small. You know, and if it's not small, you just want him dead. That's what happened to, what's his name? Rasputin. Rasputin, he didn't get shot and poisoned and murdered until he told everybody he had a 14-inch love stick as big as a wrist. He made a move for all the girls, and that's when the guys took him out. It is like that. Like, if you want to be safe in front of guys, they have to see you as not a threat to their women, or they have to see you as such a victor that they couldn't challenge you, which they're programmed that way. Yeah. Alpha dominant mindsets, yeah, they work with everybody. It's a human thing. So I've given away my secrets because, like, even though right now I'm alive, one day I won't be. So if this is like a shock for you, any of this information, or it sounds untrue, remember how, like, it looks like, sometimes I look at it, it looks like my teeth are all grimy, but look, they're not. They're totally perfectly white. So maybe it just looks that way. Maybe it just looks scummier than it is. Because I've liked most people, but yeah, as a guy, I don't like men. I don't like men. I hate all men. I hate all men. They suck your energy. They're fake to you. They'll try to fuck your girl. They'll humiliate you. They're better than you. They'll try to win no matter what. And if you come back and you're better even a little bit on top of that, oh, it's a fight all over again. It's, you know, it's like bucks in nature, right? You got these bucks in nature that literally fuse themselves to fences because they're fighting everything. Like, I love that photo of those two bucks who died. Their horns locked in combat and they died fighting each other. Like, that's why I sit alone. It's because I'm not for the cockfight. Neither was Nikola Tesla, right? People like that. I'm like a Tesla of auto writing, And if you don't know what auto riding is because you're a man trying to be competitive and you just want to hate me because it's easy, which is annoying, because there's no girls on the internet. It's Bill Gates' internet. The girls we have all have kids and are married. There's no single available virgin women who would be even aware I exist, because then some programmer would lose out on a potential catch. And if you don't think that they've done that, oh, you're so naive. You're so naive. You're so naive. Yeah, Pedo Island was just the beginning. And in fact, I think that Pedo Island was like, I think he went down because he basically conflicted with larger pedophile organizations, which basically, like, they fulfill sexual needs for old men, old rich men, and that's why they're just like supremely powerful. The old rich men want to get laid with young 14-year-olds, and they need people to find them, right? And that's why it's like it's not going away. I'd rather, like, here's my perspective on it. I've had 2 little girls in my life come up to me and tell me I'm their soulmate, right? Doesn't mean I wanted to marry them, but it was sweet. You know, kids need attention from adults that's good. They need love. They need someone to open their world up, right? To tell them they're okay, right? To feel good around them. Tantra is feel good in my body. If I can feel good in my body, the people around me will feel good in theirs. So it's just like that. But yeah, don't hurt people. Remember, kids grow up. Don't do anything to a kid you don't want them remembering later when they're big. Fucking you motherfuckers. You fucking pieces of trash. You really are. It's like the good guys are the bad guys, and the bad guys were the good guys, but the bad guys were really bad and the good guys were really good, in a way, you know. Yeah, okay, it might suck to have a ticket every now and again, but he's stopping you from becoming fused with a bunch of twisted metal until you bleed to death in agony, right? He doesn't want you to have to experience hell, right? A slap so you don't get the big thwomp, right? But yeah, thanks for being with us. It's of the time. Like, everyone goes like, why are you bringing it up? Because it's on your mind. Because I can sense it. Because you just found out the world global elite where you're engaging in it's a worldwide pedophile ring that's affecting. Here's the thing. It's affecting the girls I like, right? It's affecting the girls I want to date. It's affecting, because I'm not at the center of that ring, I have fewer sexual opportunities. And the people who are doing it are the people who... America was founded by old white racists who committed genocide and did slavery, and they genitally mutilated children, and they had a fucking religious system that was fake. They were as weird as it comes, alright? I owe nothing to the physical structure of this country. Fuck all, nada. You touch my dick with a knife, fuck you. I'm your enemy forever. I'm never gonna like you. I don't hate people. I don't want to hurt people. But you're obviously a piece of trash. You're obviously a piece of trash. It just has to go. No sensible person would preserve it. They'd be like, yeah, you're right. You know, and that's what needs to happen now. That's what people need to do. They need to let go the belief that other people have their best interests at heart. They just don't. He's got a mouth. They're gonna shit, right? Sorry, that's what it is. I wish it was different. I wish these people were nice to others. I wish it was easy to get ahead. I wish you could do anything without somebody criticizing you or telling you you're stupid. If you don't know the age of the universe, if you don't know about the dinosaurs, you certainly don't know about Satan. You certainly don't know about angels. You certainly don't know about Adam and Eve. Those things were as good as Spider-Man. They're as good as, trust me. God told me to tell you that. I'm a good actor. Well, oh yeah. Right outside of LA. Am I making it? Or am I going to be swept up? Are you ready for a hate legacy? Yeah, I think so. Boom. And I look hot. Johnny Depp hot without looking like Johnny Depp. I could look like Johnny Depp. I've pulled off Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp. It's just hot white guy. LA is hot. All the sexy people move to LA. LA hot is a whole other thing. There's literally no place on earth that is as sexy as LA. I've checked out all the best spots to meet women. But yeah, I did pickup. Pickup was a marketing scheme. It was a person with probably paid models who pretended to know about girls and gave a foolproof system. But a few of the things worked for me, like kinesthetic escalation. Like, my problem was I just like, when you let the bubbles stay on, you can't connect to anybody. And so most people are in like the ring, you know what I mean? They're at the bottom of the well. There's a bubble called personal space that they've been put into, and like a chia seed, they've never been close to anybody their whole fucking life, not since they were a baby, right? Even their spouse, they have to move to opposite sides of the house when they're near each other and like sit across. It's so weird, right? Or they can't show people they're close. People get offended, right? People like me, I've been offended by that. Seeing like a gorgeous couple making out and I don't have any love and going, fuck you. I would light you on fire if I could. Like, I just hate you, right? I don't know why. It's probably my ancestors, right? Some fiery thing in me. Don't let other people have what you want. Take it. Obviously I haven't. I'm still here, but it's in there. It's in there. Or it's a projection of biblical thoughts, right? You tell a kid you're a no good sinner, you're an adulterer, you're that. He's gonna think that first, and then he's gonna remember how you were right, right? So it is kind of like you can program. Don't ever look at a kid and say you're no good, you're gonna do bad things, you'll always turn out awful, because that's never gonna work out. I did that to my brother. I hope. If he hates me, he kind of deserves to, but I'm still bigger than he is. Yeah, I'm still bigger than he is. How did he get taller? My brother was taller than I am. I'm more muscular. We were the cool ones. We were like the potential Logan Paul and Jake Paul. But instead of going into I want to be the most famous person ever, because that's they set that goal. They set that goal. We went into directed, led by me. I hate the universe. I want everyone to die. I hope you all suffer, because my last name's Hate. It's Hate, right? So yeah. I want more people to experience my presence, especially my leadership, especially on LSD, because it's fucking fascinating what it does, and you should just experience it. It's better than HDTV, and it's like the reasons people told us not to do it, given that they're the genital mutilation, early Earth, slavery, racist, fucking anorexia cult. Ben Franklin had bodies in his basement. Like, there is no human. You're insane if you think I'll let another person say remotely what is important in my life and listen to them. Never. Not ever. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about your life. Yeah, okay, telling you to not generally mutilate children is an exception. That is an extraordinary circumstance. But it's not like I'm saying you need to change your hair color. I've had so many people go, your hair is fake. They think this is dyed, or, just like people launch with, like, I know what you're doing, you're going to get caught. What does that mean? You know what I'm doing. Because I've met people who do that, and I had a boss that did that once, and I told him everything, and then he still went on, and I was like, I haven't done anything else, and then he said something that made no sense, I couldn't even hear, and I went, what? And so what I realized is that he was just trying to see what I had done. He was just playing a trick. People got mean tricks again. Like, it's like want to play a game. He's gonna play Russian roulette with you, and he's gonna try to cut your fucking dick off. And don't think these people aren't that way. All right, don't think they aren't. There are not all of them, but they have it in them. It exists. It exists. Remember the religion. Remember the religion that did that until the 2000s. Okay, we're not out of it. We're not out of the woods yet, right? There's still a huge vein of just absolutely insanity masquerading as truth, right? And it's funded by the establishment for the purposes of sex control and the harvesting of young women. Yeah, it's all for resource gaining, right? You can pay a poor girl $300 to suck your dick, but not a rich one. So that's exactly why. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm sorry I was the bearer of that news, but that is how they're doing it. Just right out in the open. Grandpa because Grandpa's grandpa controlled the fuck out of him and said, you're going to sit down, you're going to listen, you're going to do what I say, you're going to get a job, you're going to do all that. And then he hooks him up with a good girl, maybe for a family, and that's the right way, right? And so he has a family with a nice girl. But These days, Grandpa's just using young men to shoehorn his own damn dick into her, and young men know it. They go like, the Grandpa is threatened by my existence. His rank with women has been diminished because he has a son. He is now in a second pecking order, and he's mad about it, and he wants to control your mind. And you think that wouldn't happen? Oh, you don't know anything about these people. You don't know anything about these people. So yeah. Oh, be still. Don't move. He didn't look like me. My grandpa did not look like me. He was like a withered, small. I have all my hair way longer than he has. I still have my hair up to here, right? And this has been this way since high school. It went up to here and then it stopped, and it hasn't changed since. So, yeah, see, sexual insecurity. Can you be so wrong you'll miss out on a mate? Well, the people who obsessed about it bred. The people who didn't feel right unless they were having sex are who the most populous people on earth are. Like Charlemagne, Genghis Khan, they said we alone have the right to breed, and they did that shit. They did that shit with hundreds and thousands of people, and so expressed highly in our DNA. Like I look like Charlemagne. All the natives look like Genghis Khan. So it's a meeting of two warlords. You know, what happens? Okay, yeah, let's say you're the biggest douchebag on earth and you say, I'm the only person who gets love. All the children should look like me for the strength of it, for like the strength of the divine line. I have a special breed. Only I shall breed. Right? He did that and it worked. People did it. They brought their wives. They didn't want to get tortured and executed. He would cut your head off. Right? And so Charlemagne DNA is everywhere. It's everywhere in white people. We're all Charlemagne, right? But what happens when the person who says it's all about me, I'm better than everyone, what happens when every single person is that way? Oh, it's hell. Every stable boy thinks he should be in charge. Every janitor is fucking angry. He's just So yeah. And now what happens if that's been going on for hundreds of millions of years? Like I'm not saying man is evil or women is evil, but I'm saying that they have material needs that come above reason, and they fit reason around those material needs. 100% of the time, they've always done it, they always will do it, and that's a fact.